So if you want to use some of the other models in Greenkeeper, like the new soil data that's being provided by the SPIO sensors, or you want to get into tracking clipping volume, we need to get a little bit more information about your course. And it's one of the things I don't recommend people do when they're first setting their course up, unless they know that they're going to be using a SPIO right away, or if they're going to do clipping tracking immediately with Greenkeeper. So what you would do is you need to set the size and location of the hole areas at your golf course. So to do that, you go back to the My Course page, and then we had the course information. We had our preferences. Again, you can put pesticide applicator numbers in here if you want, so you have that for your reporting. We can save that. We talked about members, and I'll cover that in a different video about different membership types. We have our different areas, and then we have the holes. And this is now bringing that geospatial element into Greenkeeper. And so to do this, we first initialize by clicking the button here. And if you have an 18-hole facility, it's going to automatically generate 18 holes plus our practice green. You can delete these, add them. If you need to add a hole, say you have a practice green and chipping green, you can do that. And so you can pretty quickly go in and add those different holes. You can name the holes. I know some courses, they have different names. So they might have hole number 1 is like outward bound. And so if you wanted to go to this level, you can do that, push done, or you can advance to the next hole, and then it would be, long, I don't know, hole. And you can add them all in here, and you can name your holes that way. That's not really important. The thing that's important is getting the sizes set up for clipping volume. And so to do that, you click this little downward triangle, and now you're going to see the whole areas are blank. So again, a hole is a geographic location. It's like the third hole of your golf course, or it's the infield, or it's the a certain ball field in a sports complex. It's an actual spot. And then across the holes, we have various levels of management. So you have like your putting greens are areas which are across there's the first green, the second green, and the third green. So we're going to go in here and set our whole area combination. So to do that, we push this little button to expand, and then I'm going to push the add area button to it. So now we see a satellite image of our map of our golf course. And so again, we just used Holmes Golf Course here as an example in Lincoln. And so the first hole, and then I'm going to say what area I'm going to be entering data for, the greens. If I wanted to name it, I could. The year that it was established, I could put it in here. You don't need to, but let's just say it was 1960. And then I can put in, the important part is the size. So the size of the green, so maybe this is a 5,000 and then square foot green. And I can even put a pin on the map to show where it is located. You can push done. You could push next area if you wanted to put the square footages of your tees and your fairways. Maybe not that helpful. But the button that's really fast to really speed through these is push next hole. And then it automatically just goes to hole 2, greens. You can name it again if you want. Area established is assumed to be the same. You can change it if it's not. And then you put in the square footage of that green. And so you drop the pin on the map for number 2 then. And so it's not, it can be a fairly quick process if you just keep pushing the next hole button. And so we can just put in a diversity of hole sizes. And again, you don't have to put them on the map, so I'll just skip that for now. And we can get all 20 greens added in really fast as long as you have all those square footages right in front of you, or you might know them off the top of your head. And so these need to be a little bit more precise in size, whereas the areas, from a management perspective, that includes overspray and those things. These need to be more specific because we're going to be measuring clipping volume, and then we're going to convert that from either quarts or liters to quarts per 1,000 square feet or liters per 100 square meters. So if we don't know what the size of these greens are, then we're not going to be able to do that calculation. And so you would just go through and do this for all 18 or greens that you'd have. So now that you can see that's in there, and if you need to delete anything, you can always just push the delete button. And to hide them, you just click this again. So that's the interface. Holes, it's not great. It's honestly something we need to improve. So hopefully this tutorial kind of helps you understand how to add your different holes. And now that we have those added and those sizes logged, we can link our SPIO sensors, and we can start using clipping volume with part of the soil, as part of Performance Tracker.